Hi, this is Sherry again from Hillview, Kentucky, doing a video, April 2019. So it seems like since I've been under attack, something happens every day out of the norm. And it's happening through a higher power. And it's only started happening with such intensity since the humans came in here and put something to bring in all these radio waves that Thomas Martin and Michael Gutanowitz and other detectives from Louisville, California, Miami, New York that came in here that spent a week discovered through high-tech equipment. They said that shouldn't be here. And I know I've been a victim of some sick experiment, me and my husband both, and I've been suffering for years. Well, when they tried to make me leave my home, I was devastated because I was here because of the angels I felt here and the force I felt here, and I was devastated. And all summer I cried to the heavens, and I cried outside, and I asked the force that was here to find a new place. I said, I know this is your heaven on earth here with me. This is your home. And we have had nothing but peace and love. And the only intrusions were when they came and put that stuff in our home and started conducting experiments and hurting us and making my husband get cancer after years of torture and driving his wife mad and interrupting our bedroom, any part of our house, putting cameras, recording us, attacking through armies. It was only after years of that my husband got cancer, and they said these weapons will eventually give me cancer. They've broke down everything. My tissue, it's broke down my whole body. I have felt nothing but pain for so many years that now they're saying you can try to get healthy. After you've had the terror of pain, endless pain, the only way you can deal with it is to detach from your body completely. So you can't experience the pleasure you ever did. You can never feel safe in your own skin again. You can never feel anything but fear. Well, I endured all that with my angels here. And I remember years ago when we painted the kitchen, I painted it a blue. It was these crystals first came out. They like sparkles. And you put the glitter in the paint and it made the walls like rock. So I did that for one Christmas. Well, when the construction workers took the light out that was on the wall and in the ceiling, they left these wires hanging down. Well, they didn't turn the electricity off and they didn't cap the wires. So I was trying to paint the kitchen a new color one night. My husband was at work and I was at the top of the ladder. It was an aluminum ladder. And I got my metal paint roller stuck to the wire and I was getting electrocuted. I was stuck to the aluminum ladder and the paint roller tin and the roller brush. And electricity was charging my body and it had me held beneath its grip. And it felt like it was shocking my heart. And I couldn't let go of the paint roller or get off the ladder. And suddenly it just stopped and I was able to get off. There have been times when this group tried to kill me and knock me out with their mind weapons. And I had something on the stove and the force turned the heat off, not the burner. There's another time they tried to kill me with these weapons, and they told me later, you shouldn't have survived. And the birds and the crickets just started getting so loud outside. They were all protesting that I was being murdered. They were protesting. So what is in this house is affiliated with nature. It's affiliated with the raccoons, it's affiliated with the birds, and it talks through crickets. It talks to crickets in my garage. They went ballistic. They wanted me alive. It's the humans that are trying to kill me. It's the mobsters in New York and the people in the film industry that are trying to kill me. And they said, don't bleed on the floor. We want to come and get your house after we've done put these hidden cameras and made all this money off of you nude when you were young. And now you're old and we want to replace you. And they tell me this. They tell me this. This is the modern world. And these aliens, they're not powerful people, these aliens told me. Peace is power. These aliens have given me, or demons or whatever, I think they're aliens, but they have given me knowledge supreme. They will tell me anything I want to know. And so when this group started attacking me and I was telling them, I'm sorry, we're going to have to part. I love you dearly. I mean, I would die for you. And I've told them, they're killing me, but I would die if I can stay with you. But then I got to thinking, well, maybe if I got some Benedictine monks here and some priests here, I asked the archdiocese in different cities, send somebody, even Indianapolis, somebody would come. They said, this is cult related, and church can't help you if it's cult related. I said, I'm possessed. Church can't help you if it's cult related. So I went to the Benedictine monks, and I waited for a month for this monk that was real powerful. Supposed to be going around the world doing all these cleansings. They told me, he'll come to your house. He's wonderful. Wait for him. I waited, endured all this shit going on. He comes 2 days. He said, this is like nothing I ever seen in my life. It's way out of my ballpark. I have no experience with this. Go get yourself. He said, not a Baptist preacher, but one of these like Southern people that are real religious in some denomination, and get him to perform an exorcism. And priests are telling me, I've only got one priest that helps me, and they have given him so much grief because of it. He's the only one that's kept me going. And the church, he's been mistreated terribly for helping me. And they broke into his apartment a couple times. They beat him up. And so here I am thinking, when I looked at the map yesterday and I saw the highest mortality rates are in the South. The hot spots were Kentucky, Louisiana, Georgia, Tennessee. And then I looked, the sites where all the mortality is the highest is the exact areas that were started the African slave trade, where the slaves were heavily enslaved and abused. Those are the towns now that have the highest rate. And there's some symbolism to this. So when I see these devil heads on my front porch, devil heads around the property, I told my husband, well, I think it's time we left, because people are warning me from the New York, like mobsters, saying, you're dead if you stay in your house, you're dead. I'm getting locals telling me I'll be murdered, it's real. So I told my husband today, I said, honey, we're going to have to leave. Because when I went out of town 200 miles the other day, they followed me. And they came down. They were so close to me, I was scared to death they would come out of the sky and grab me. They wanted to show me I can leave my house and they'll go wherever I go. They were so close to the ground. I thought any minute they're going to swoop me up. They never get that close here. And I can see them every day. I open my door, they're right there. But they just wanted to let me know, if you leave, we'll go wherever you go. We're always with you. So I told Bob, well, we're just going to have to leave. My husband's like, well, name some places better. There isn't any place better. You don't know of a place. I said, well, my friend in California told me that the economy sucks there and that people are out of work. So I'm cleaning house and sweeping, and when I get to the last room, the mud room, where there's a sink, I do the dishes there a lot in the mud room. I got 2 sinks, kitchen and mud room. But during the holiday, I like to go in there and do all the festive stuff and put a lot of decorations. And I had this mat that I had bought during Christmas, and it was white, and it had a house, a home sweet home, and it had the big words, welcome. And I'm thinking to myself, where can we go? Where can we go? And I looked down, and I wouldn't have believed it if I haven't seen it. It shocked my day. I told my husband, I've seen everything now. On my welcome mat was that not Satan face, but that alien or Mothman or whatever it is that's on my front porch I showed you, that's in the sky. And outside the door, every time I open my door, he's right there. It was on my welcome mat. And it wasn't on the house. It wanted to give me a message. It was right directly above the roof. It wanted to say, I'm looking down on you. I'm always with you wherever you go. And then there was a couple more faces on the mat, but they weren't on my house or in my house. They wanted to let me know that I can leave. I can go someplace if I want to. And they're always going to be there. That's the sign. But don't you ever think you're smarter than they are. And if the CIA Mark Alcock said the CIA can use these weapons. He said that in the South, people here are notorious for having their own law, breaking laws, doing whatever they want to people. He said everything that is happening to you is probably linked to that group. He said they can do all this. Well, Mark, I'm going to have to call you up and tell you, the CIA cannot leave their faces on my arms when I'm sound asleep and I don't know they're there. Santa Claus can't do that. They cannot burn their faces in the dirt on a welcome mat and have them better than Michelangelo could paint on the Sistine Chapel. No, CIA can't do that. But the group that is with me has been with me probably since I was born. Because I do remember, I don't believe in flying saucers, but when I lived over by Churchill Downs when I was a little girl, a couple blocks from the racetrack, I did see something one night that took my breath away. And it was some kind of space flying contraption. It was octangular shape, and it had bright colors all around it, like you see, not kind of like, it shaped like a carousel it was, and the flashing lights were rotating, vibrant colors, it was like hippie lights or something. And they were going around in a circle, creating this multi-dimensional lights. And all of a sudden it would go up and down. And I'd never seen a stealth plane until I got in my 30s. You know how the thing can glide and you do it when this thing was like zigzag everywhere. It defied gravity. It defied everything. And it was whatever it was doing, it was smooth as silk. And it went above my house, and it paused. And I stared at it, and then a blink of an eye, whew, it was gone. Now, see, what I understand is when I've seen these aliens or demons, and they don't need spacecrafts. So if that was really a spacecraft, then it was something they were testing probably at the air base here or something, top secret that people had that they developed, they just didn't want the public to know. I never believed aliens came in spacecrafts. The things that are coming and doing stuff to me are here, invisible, and they're here with me right now, always. And they have given me knowledge for years. They've given me peace, and I celebrate every birthday with them. I don't go places usually on my birthday. I share it because I always wanted to stay with the spirits in my home. I felt I should rejoice and love them. I've always given my love and energy since I've lived here to the force that's here, always thinking it's angels. So when you try to break us up and tell me to leave, it was like you were trying to break up a family. So I just prayed and prayed and prayed and tried to get everyone I could to intercept. And so I've got a welcome mat that's probably worth $1 billion. It's the only one in the world. You know, people say they see something carved in toast and all that, and that seems ridiculous. Well, now that I'm seeing what they can do, carve my mat in all these different spots, get to communicate with me, it wasn't just coincidental, because if it had just been marking it up, it would have been on the house, in the house. It's a giant house on this mat. It was above the house. They do communicate. They are friendly. They have made me feel nothing but peace and love. It's you humans that are making the turmoil and evil in my life, trying to kill me in my car, trying to burn me with your weapons, trying to steal from me. They don't give a shit about your bloodline. They could care less about money, and they don't think materialism is important. What they value is knowledge. Knowledge supreme, and they value life force, and they want it to live on and not become extinct. That's what they tell me. They're peaceful. They've always been peaceful to me. They're logical. They have always, you know, I don't get sick. Well, knock on wood. Before we moved here, I would get a cold every year. Of course, I put on 70 pounds since this group started attacking me. I'm obese now. But when I was skinny, I would get sick once or twice a year, and I did it all my life. Well, since my teens. I started getting strep throat in my teens. When I was young, I was pretty healthy. But other than accidents, I don't get sick here. The only thing is these people attacking me. That's it. They're destroying my organs, my bones. It's how many women can withstand military weapons? Gangster guys using me for target practice because they hate women. I mean, military and shadow government attacking my face and whole body. How many women can withstand that kind of torture with military weapons and exist? But they were here with me, and I didn't feel alone. And their faces are everywhere, so you can't say this is imagination. This is very real. I'm not afraid of them. We spent all these years together. I thought eventually I'd die. I'd live here and die of an old age. I already had a cemetery lot. You people that are doing this are the imbeciles, trying to start this new world and kill people, trying to steal from people. You're the morons. They were here before you. They'll be here after you when you're dust.